Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Helen if you don't already know me, and I used to do a lot of makeup videos, but I have recently been doing a lot of fitness stuff, so if you want to check out any of those, please do. But today I'm going back to my sort of love, my passion, which is makeup. I wanted to film like a soft brown smoky eye, and then ended up really glittery, and also the sponge that I used definitely had glitter on because, oh, you can't tell because it's so bright, but my forehead is glittery, but I didn't put glitter there, so I'm not entirely sure how that's happened. But yeah, so if you want to see how to get this makeup look, please keep on watching and please subscribe. Thank you so much. So the first thing I did was make sure that my face was really clean and smooth. So I used my favourite cleanser, which is the Age Lock lumispa cleanser and device. This firms, plumps, reduces pore size, smooths, and does loads of things, so I just absolutely love it. It makes my skin feel amazing and smooth before I put makeup on. I decided to use a really light moisturiser rather than a shimmery one because I'm going to put a little bit of a liquid illuminator in with my foundation, so I didn't feel like I needed it. I also always put lip balm on as well because I hate having dry lips. From there I decided to start with my eyebrows just because then you can cut underneath them with your concealer or your eyeshadow base. So I'm using the Ruby Cosmetics eyeshadow powder and just an angled brush from a Sephora brush set. I tend to outline the top and the bottom, fill them in, and then sort of brush the powder through with the spoolie on the end of the brush. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and like I've seen YouTubers do with the P. Louise base, I decided to pat it on once I'd put it on with the stick anyway. I don't know whether this made a difference or not, but I don't know, felt like I was doing something good. And I know that some people don't set their base, especially that P. Louise one I've heard, but I just set it with whatever was left on my fluffy face powder brush. This is the Peachy palette, which is actually from Primark, and it smells really nice. And I do think the colour payoff is pretty good. So this is a quite fluffy Wet n Wild brush, so probably not the best for packing on colour, but what I'm doing is putting it in and above my crease. I'm lifting my eyebrows here, and when I relax them you'll see that some of the colour is hidden because my eyes are very slightly hooded. So yes, I take the colour quite high, and then I'm just using a clean brush, this is also a Wet n Wild one, just to blend it up towards my brow. I'm not being sort of very specific at all with this, I'm just going for it and trying to get it as smooth a blend as possible. I then go in with a darker colour, it's sort of a maroon from that same Peachy palette, and then a pencil brush from Spectrum. Again, I'm trying to follow the shape of my crease but go slightly higher so that you can still see it when I relax my eyebrows, basically. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to blend out with the brush that I used the orangey colour on, and then I'm going to blend all of that out again with the clean brush. At this point it's worth sort of going back in just to make sure that you really do have the shape that you want. As you can tell on the other eye, I was much less patient and a bit messier. But because you blend it out then with your two previous brushes, you can still make it relatively, I'm not going to say it's seamless and perfect, but you can make it pretty good once you've done all the blending. The next thing I did is sort of a lazy cut crease. I used the Stila Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Bronzed Belle. I put it just above the lashes and then open my eyes because then that prints it as high as my eyes open. I know some people tend to put this higher so that you can see it when eyebrows are relaxed, etc. But I don't find it suits me all that much, so I just go to just to where my eyes open. And then this is the Smashbox Double Exposure palette, which just has a dark brown. And again, I'm patting the colour on, again not with a particularly sensible brush, but I'm just putting on quite a good amount of shadow just to get the depth that I want. And then using the previous brush that had the bronzy colour on, just to deepen and intensify the crease a little bit more, and just to also make sure I have the shape that I want. So just taking quite a lot of time to get it as perfect as possible before blending out and making it slightly softer with the brush that had the orangey colour on. Then adding more glitter, because you can never have more glitter. This is a black Kohl eyeliner, and then I am using the black from the Kylie palette, that's the bronze palette, just to do a really sort of faded line across the top. So nothing particularly bold, but just to darken and thicken my eyelashes. I really think that fake eyelashes would look really good with this, but I really cannot apply fake eyelashes. I cannot get them to stick in the slightest. So that's why I'm not putting lashes on. I'm just cleaning up underneath, getting rid of all the fallout with a makeup wipe, which actually I should have done slightly later, because I'm going to go in with another shadow just to blend the Stila and the brown together. This is just the shimmer that's in the Kylie palette, just to make that slightly more seamless. And then I'm going to curl my lashes and pop on the New Colour Curling Mascara and the Gosh Cosmetics Boombastic Mascara. This is the Porefessional Primer by Benefit, and this is the Maybelline Superstay Foundation, which I'm mixing with the NYX Liquid Illuminator. And then using the same concealer brush that I did on my eyes, I am just painting this all over my face. I'm not really sure why in X's. I don't normally do this. I normally just whack it on. And then I'm going to blend all together with a sponge. I believe this is the B Cosmetics, Superdrug's own brand. My favourite one is the Real Techniques sponge, but I don't have one that I haven't owned for ridiculously long time, so I thought this was slightly more hygienic. However, this sponge definitely had glitter on it because my face was really, really glittery. From there, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer again and just going under my eyes to get rid of the darkness, and then also applying it to my cheeks where I have a little bit of redness, and then for some extra coverage above my brows because I didn't really get there with the foundation. So just making sure there's no gaps. And then I'm doing the same thing, just blending it out with my sponge. This is the Bourjois Healthy Mix Concealer, which is slightly lighter, a little bit yellowy, so I decided to add in the Makeup Revolution Concealer as well, which runs out really, really fast, but I do like the coverage, and because it's slightly drying, it does mix really well with the Bourjois Concealer. But same thing, I'm just going to blend that out with the same sponge. And I've sped this up quite a lot. I actually took a pretty long time to make sure everything was really, really blended. And then using the Collection Loose Powder, which also has the Makeup Revolution Lace Baking Powder mixed in with it. Just because I really like that powder, but there's no lid on the Makeup Revolution powder, so I poured it into the lid of this one. So they've all kind of mixed together. But I do really like how it finishes, and it stays really, really well and makes your skin look really, really nice in photos. Because I don't wear makeup during the day, in person I still feel like it looks like a lot of makeup. But I think that is just because I'm not used to wearing it. So back under the eyes, and I think I could have gone heavier under the eyes. I really quite like a lot of eyeshadow under the eyes, but just going in with the orangey shade, so the transition shade, trying to darken it up a little bit, and then getting the darker maroon shade on the smaller pencil brush. my favourite thing that I put on my lower lids is the NYX Metallic Eyeliner, and this is in the shade Golden Bronze, and I just really like it. It goes on quite smooth, it doesn't make my eyes water which is obviously a bonus. And then I'm doing the same mascara. This is a new colour curling mascara, which I really like on my bottom eyelashes, and it doesn't go all over my under eyes, so that's obviously good. And then additional coats on the top eyelashes, or add fake eyelashes at this point if you like. This is a relatively budget friendly contour and highlight kit. It's from a company called Max & More. And then I'm just taking the slightly shimmery bronzer to warm up my face. This is a big unicorn brush and it's absolutely beautiful. I always use this for my bronzer, and I really like it. What I found was that my light, because it's a ring light, is quite harsh, so I think I could have potentially blended all my bronzer a little bit better. So take as much time as you have, I think, to make sure all your skin products are super duper blended, because they always look better. Then I'm taking a smaller brush and then just the cooler matte shades in the palette to work as a contour, and I'm trying to focus this underneath but not too low so I don't bring it too far down and look like I've got afternoon shadow. And then I really like contouring my nose for some reason. I've never had an issue with my nose, but I love a nose contour. That palette also has a highlighter in it, which kind of looks pinky in the pan, but I think comes out pretty nice, not too blinding, but just catches the light really nicely. And then probably my favourite product of the whole video is my lipstick. This is the Power Lips Fluid in Persistence, and it's my most worn lipstick colour at the moment, and it just lasts for hours and hours and hours. Almost finally, I used my moisture mist, which is my favourite setting and prep spray, and I use it quite a lot during the day actually at work in the aircon because it's just a lovely light moisturiser. And then I forgot to use my Gimme Brow to get rid of the powderiness from my eyebrows. I just recorded my intro before I did my extra mini bake, and I have no idea if that did anything. Okay. So that's the finished look. I need to dry shampoo my hair. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you got some like good ideas, or that you liked some of the products I used, and yeah, if you do, let me know. My lipstick lasts literally forever and I sell this, so send me a message if you want it because it's bloody brilliant. And then the other thing that is amazing, oh there's loads, probably the mascara I use a lot, the fixing spray, and of course the lumispa is bloody amazing as well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video, and until then, stay healthy and happy.